Well, that's a wrap on Rings of Power Season 1, Yeah. So, when you have your finale, it's the episode where it's all been building up to this. And basically, this was their revelation episode. They pretty much solved all the mysteries. I don't know what they're going to do next season because Mystery Box, it's the main course, But there was no real mystery. Everything was blatantly obvious. They tried to do a little switcheroo here. Like, all right, you thought it was him, but it was the other one. And no. And it is kind of silly that the satanic witches of Morgoth or whatever got it wrong too. It's odd. Of course, they were kind of sniffing out, looking for Sauron, and they ended up with Gandalf. But again, both magical beings, so I guess they give off the same aroma. Of course, Gandalf hasn't bathed in a while since he arrived, so that might have thrown him off too. But anyway, suddenly he's in almost full form now after this altercation, where the Fartfoots had to come save him, and they killed Lenny. So he's done. So that's it for him. And then the Fartfoots had to say goodbye to Nuri. She's off on her adventure with Gandalf. And they say he's a wizard, but look at the guy. Come on. Oh, he's one of the, maybe he's Saruman, But this whole thing was that, he was nice. He just was confused. He didn't know anything. And he really liked Nuri because she helped him and all this sort of stuff. And so for him to be confronted with the possibility that he was actually this evil Dark Lord, he just couldn't remember because what these priestesses thought he had gone through, he didn't. Or maybe he did, but do you think they'll think that through the next season to clear that up? I doubt it. But the thing about Saruman is that eventually he turns dark too, So, well, no. But I'm going with Gandalf because this sticks with my theory that the whole point of Nuri is Gandalf is dependent on her, and she's the greatest Fartfoot ever. And she's the model for Frodo. So she did it first, not Frodo or Bilbo, And the reason Gandalf is so fond of hobbits is because they remind him of his days with the Fartfoots, who, especially Nuri, who, saved him, helped him, and all that stuff, and got him on the right path. So they couldn't give all that up with him suddenly being revealed to be Sauron, but they teased all that and just showed that these scary-looking priestesses were not so much. Well, actually, one of them was scary. They're kind of the leader there, the androgynous lady. But that, and then the effects were okay and pretty cool. And they, in some parts, it was an interesting confrontation between the two. It looked more Star Wars than not, and even sounded like the scenes of the Sith showing up. Because remember back when they in the Force, not Force Awakens, good God, the Phantom Menace, they kind of had this when Darth Maul was running around. So they do the same thing for these, evil priestesses. I don't know if that's what they're called. I just do that. But anyway, so that was one half of it. The other half was, Galadriel had to take Helbrun back to, Elf Town, and to save him because he was badly wounded in the battle. And all of a sudden, she's very suspicious of him. No particular reason. She just is. And just slam that in there at the last episode. So she says, hey, I better get one of our librarians to look into the records of the Southlands and the lineage of those kings. And wouldn't you know it, the line had died out long ago, so this Helbrun couldn't possibly be the true king of the Southlands. But in a way he is, because guess who he really is? Can you guess? Yeah, that's right. Pretty boy Helbrun is Sauron. who knew? And then they have some sort of mental battle, I guess, or he whisks her, or gets into her head and makes her see things and stuff like that. Pretends to be her brother, and boy, was that creepy. And tries to win her over. Who knew that Sauron had a thing for Galadriel, and wanted her to join him as his queen, as they rule Middle Earth. And from his point of view, they're actually saving it. Well, she didn't see it that way, so he tries to drown her and just leaves her there in the lake, and then Elrond saves her. Yeah. And all the while, it's pretty obvious that he was really manipulating him into making those damn rings. And so what do? They make the rings. So there you go. The first three, the ones that the elves get, you see them at the end. So there you go. Actual rings of power. And Sauron puts on a big black cloak and heads over to Mordor with a big smirk on his face. And, well, that's about it. Meanwhile, the Queen of Numenor is still blind, and she's talking to her captain. And, I don't know, they went back home. That's about it. So, all this time, I did not see the $1 billion in it. I really didn't see it. That's too bad. I wonder where it went. I guess that's the mystery. So what the hell do they do for next season? Because they're supposed to do 4 more seasons of this, and I guess they're gonna, But, oh, jeez, I don't know. Well, the Balrog woke up, so that'll probably show up at some point. And oh boy, yeah, they're gonna have a match between Balrog and Gandalf, yeah, and probably Gandalf will get beat so bad that he develops a phobia of it for the rest of his life until he has to face it again and becomes Gandalf the White. I mean, I realize this whatever thing he's wearing is gray, but right now he's just Gandalf the Filthy and Smelly. When he cleans up and gets some proper clothes, then, he can start calling himself Gandalf the Grey. But he's got to get a staff and a hat, And apparently the staff really focuses the power. I'm guessing that's the deal, because he's all over the place. But when he gets, the head Sauron priestesses, a staff, then he's like, he really knows what he's doing. Too bad it disintegrates, but yeah, he'll have to make his own. So I'm taking from that the staff helps him focus his supernatural powers. So there you go. So him and Nori team up like, he's kind of like the Doctor when he regenerates and he's got a new companion. He doesn't know who he is and stuff. Kind of like that. And they're off because I don't know if the Fruit Loops is the breakfast cereal is a sponsor of the show, but they do use the line, follow your nose, it always knows. So there you go. That's what they're doing. He took a sniff and said, we got to go this way. And so off they went. That'll work. And, and Sauron goes to Mordor. And that's it. I don't know why he puts on the mask and helmet later, but probably, steal it from Dr. Doom and Darth Vader or something, I don't know. He gets his face fried off or something. Well, that's what happens when you live near a volcano, But anyway, it was a colossal waste of time. It was very, very slow. With very, and they would throw some action in here and there, but it was all kind of stupid. And then it gets to this episode where the most obvious thing about it is revealed, and that's that. Oh, isn't it terrible? Because she really liked him, but now he was her mortal enemy all along. Oh no. And it looks like he really felt something for her too. Oh, because soap opera stuff is all they can do, So, but it didn't work. $1 billion season. Man. Now there's the mystery box.